Sickos Club.
Sickos Club.
Yeah. Hey, come here. You like pro wrestling? We got a little something for you. Two fans, 3,000 miles away. We each been watching for more than 30 years. Celebrating the art form, the action, the homoeroticism. We ain't rating matches. We ain't analyzing stories. We ain't experts. We just sit down, shut up, and mark out! Hello, everybody, and welcome to yet another edition of Sit Down, Shut Up, Mark Out. I'm Blade goddamn Daily, and I'm hosting this pro wrestling podcast about pro wrestling with my 3 weeks in a row returning co-host, Books and Bodyslams. Books, how you doing?
I'm good, but you forgot to say I'm different today. I'm timeless.
That's
Books
right.
and Bodyslams.
You are timeless, Books and Bodyslams. You're in black and white. For the non-visual listeners, Books is in black and white on the screen. It's very cool. It's this hip new thing that all the kids are doing, and so Books is doing it too. I'm like the Steve Buscemi, meme, like, hello, fellow kids. Also, by the way, Steve Buscemi hosts this Apple podcast about people who like famous thieves and stuff. And he said Buscemi. And I'm like, your name's been Steve Buscemi this whole time and everybody pronounces it wrong?
He decided now to correct us?
Yeah, it's like, and he's not even really being like super out there about it. He's just like, when I say it correctly. So, it's like Martin. Anyway, we're not going to get into all that.
Kind of rude.
Books, how have you been?
I have a migraine. I didn't have hot water till yesterday.
Yeah.
I'm feisty.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. We didn't tell everybody. We are going to fucking fight today.
We are.
Well, we might. I don't know. But who knows? Anything could happen on Sit Down, Shut Up, Mark Out. I mean, literally anything could happen. That's why the people need to tune in live on Fridays at 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Pacific on the Sit Down, Shut Up, Mark Out YouTube channel. Thank you to those who are here. And Books, I think we should start this with a simple question.
Okay.
Why can't we have nice things?
Because we live in America.
Why does it feel like everything that's good and decent about the world, everything that you love, everything that you have genuine passion for can just be taken away at a moment's notice?
Did you see who we elected president?
Yeah. I mean, I didn't vote for him.
We didn't vote for him.
Right.
But like, as a whole, this country voted for this man, and we're suffering. This is karmic retribution.
Yeah. This feels like karmic retribution.
Yes.
So what I'm talking about is it was announced yesterday by Netflix. They sent out their own press release and they're like, we are walking away from this deal that we were sure we were going to get, that they rightfully should have gotten because they were approved by the board of WBD to be the winning bidder, that they thought the most value would come from the Netflix deal. And they were outbid by $1 billion, I believe. Something like that. And what's weird is that Netflix wasn't going to buy their linear television channels, right? And then they added $1 billion above Netflix like Paramount did. But that includes the channels. So didn't they actually make less per like thing?
I would think yes, because $1 billion for all their TV networks doesn't seem like that good of a deal. But I don't know. Who am I to say? Who
amongst us has that qualification, right? To answer. It's very weird. It's very shitty. It's very corporate consolidation is just bad. Okay.
Yeah, monopolies are not good for anyone. I don't know why people are celebrating this, thinking like, Like, I mean, it was already bad enough that we were rooting for Netflix.
Yeah, we're rooting for the bad guys, just the slightly lesser bad guys. Yeah.
The lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
Which seems to be, I don't know, the motto of America right now.
Right. Right. So,
but,
you know,
monopolies are bad.
Monopolies are very bad. And AEW's clearly identified their demo as being not MAGA, right? So, like,
yes.
Paramount is owned by the Ellisons, who are in the pocket of Donald Trump. Donald Trump, who very publicly meddled in these negotiations and said that he wanted Paramount to win, which is weird. Presidents shouldn't be doing that. All right. That's none of their fucking business. Right. This definitely feels like market rigging, you know? So surprise, surprise, surprise. Yeah. 8-Bit Bruchet in the chat. Finger guns up for Masiko's Club Gold members. That's right. That's right. Thank you, 8-Bit Bruchet. Nice to have you with us. Yeah. So basically, we don't know what this means for the future of AEW. No. There was a lot of people kind of venting some fear and some doubt about what the future holds for AEW.
I feel like you're calling me out.
Well, Books, you weren't the only person in my feed doing that, but I will say you were in my feed the most doing it. Yeah. Well,
that's because I get annoyed when people tell people not to have reactions.
Well, and so this is where Books and I
double down.
I fight. Yeah, no, this is good. So I make a post in reaction to that because I'm overwhelmed by this news and kind of freaked out, right?
Oh yeah. Like, to me, my AEW reaction was because I was in shock.
Yeah.
About, like, literally the idea of a state-run media company.
Which is the most important part of this entire thing, right? Is like these guys already have Fox News doing their bidding. They already have Newsmax doing their bidding. Mm-hmm. Now they want CNN doing their bidding. Yeah. And that's the whole point of this whole deal, is to get CNN, right? Like, the greatness of HBO and all those other things are just complimentary pieces.
It means nothing to them. They don't care about the DC aspect. They don't care about, that other property they own that's about magic. They don't care about the Game of Thrones of it all. They literally only care about CNN.
Yep.
And to me, it's a much bigger, like, holy shit, they're not going to care about half of these properties.
Right. No, I mean, I think, look, at the end of the day, Paramount's not making any money at all. Just doing anything.
They're like severely in debt. I don't know how they're doing this, but
right. Paramount Plus loses money every quarter, just like Peacock just has lost billions of dollars just continuously. So I think it'll be interesting to see what actually comes of any of this. But I did notice on MS Now yesterday that House Representative Jamie Raskin was asked about this merger, and he was very, very unhappy with that result and said that they need to really enforce antitrust laws. And it's like, no shit, motherfucker. But
like, why is this like not a thing we're already doing?
Right.
Why is it like when these things happen, we're like, oh no, we should do this.
The platform
that never should have been allowed to happen.
Right. Well, I mean, consider the platform that we are currently broadcasting on. Antitrust, right? Like, we're talking about all kinds of shit here. And it's across political parties. It really doesn't matter. It's just gotten completely non-enforced for decades.
It shouldn't be a political party thing to be worried about monopolies.
Right.
Monopolies should scare everyone regardless of your political party.
Yeah. And I think when you look at how CBS has changed since Paramount acquired it, it's been real bad. And so, there's ample reason to be afraid, but wrestling fans were afraid of what this means for AEW, and rightfully so. I think there's very reasonable concerns to be had there. And
can't forget that the cons have been kind of outspoken too.
Well, they have. Yeah. No, I mean, they could have enemies potentially at this new company. What we know for sure is that AEW has at least one more year left on their deal. And I think it will probably take quite a while for this merger to go through if it does. there is ample evidence that there could be some resistance to this deal going through, because how do you not call this anti-competitive at this point? They just bought CBS. They just, now they want the entire WBD as well. Like that's pretty intense.
CBS, I think, is going to be the thing that bites them in the ass on this.
Right. So there's going to be some resistance to this. I don't know if that'll make a difference or not. What it means for AEW is, we do know that WBD owns some kind of stake in AEW. Mm-hmm. However, it is less than 10%, because if it was more than 10%, they would have had to report it publicly. Right. So there's no way of really knowing what's going to happen. So I'm not going to prognosticate too much. The idea.
But that's why I didn't go to like super doom and gloom. I'm like, I'm not going to say like AEW is over.
No. And I did see people saying that. Is. Yeah.
I saw a lot of people. I'm like, okay, that's an extreme. Do I think AEW could potentially change under Paramount ownership? Under Paramount, like, broadcasting? I do. I think that they may, in order, especially because of Trump's relationship with another company,
right,
might be doing some ear whispering. But that's what worries me, is what could potentially change. What has made AEW special could change.
Well, yes. And I think probably it would be more of a prohibition on things that they've done in the past that have gotten them a ton of great press and a ton of other things. But you and I were talking before we started, South Park is also owned on a Paramount network right now. Maybe they don't give a shit and they don't care if their deal runs out and they don't get renewed. Maybe. But
I thought the way they're doing their seasons right now is because they want to be done.
Well, I mean, maybe it's possible. But I would also say, the Daily Show is also on a Paramount network. There are people speaking out against these guys who are on Paramount. So I don't know that it's a foregone conclusion that AEW would be canceled.
It's more just the Trump McMahon relationship, and feeling like the McMahons are trying to get their hands in via Trump.
Who knows? And I would think AEW would be relatively small potatoes in the midst of all this, honestly. But what I just want to say is, I think AEW fans, and Books, you and I were messaging about this morning, AEW fans are perpetually scared of AEW going away, because there's been so many people saying, oh, their ratings suck or blah, blah, blah. And AEW is such a relief.
They're not going to be here in a year.
Yeah. I really do think that there is something to be taken from all this, which is Tony Khan is a very wealthy man. Extremely wealthy. Okay. Like, could buy his own network wealthy. All right. It's not the Ellison's personal wealth that they're going to buy WBD with. It's always through some kind of complicated scheme, So Tony Khan has the kind of money to do something crazy if he really wanted to. And I don't think this man will ever give up on AEW. He's already said.
Oh, no, I don't think he would. It's why I started all my posts with, I hope Tony Khan has his backup plan. Like, because that's what I want. I want his backup plan. Whatever is going through his crazy little nerdy mind right now, that's what I want. I don't want to not watch, but I don't support Paramount. I don't support state-run fascism media companies. But so AEW is going to be, unfortunately, a casualty because of that for me. I'm not saying for everyone. I want people to still support them.
Right. Well, I guess that's what I wanted to make clear to the people listening is, your stance on this currently is like, if they're on Paramount or if Paramount takes over HBO or whatever, I'm not watching anymore.
I'm not watching.
And for me, it's more like, I just can't say right now what I'll do, but it very much is disturbing to me and symptomatic of a huge problem in our country right now, at large. I guess the important point to make is, look, we don't know.
It's all speculation.
And we won't know for quite a while, how this is all going to work out. I think AEW, what I guess is important for me to say is AEW has a very loyal audience, an incredibly loyal audience, and an audience that is willing to pay a lot of money.
I would totally pay for a streaming service.
Yes. And so that is a huge selling point to anywhere else they decide to go. So if they end up going to Amazon or somewhere else, I'd pay for it. They would be interested. I can at least, there would be discussions. I can promise you that. So, I'm not sure if TK has seen this coming down the pike for a long time or if, how well established he is with other people. I assume.
Well, we know he has a good relationship with Amazon because of the NFL and the pay-per-view. So, I mean, as much as it sucks, at least Amazon is a backup. There is him creating his own streaming service, which to me, I think that's the best because that can be worldwide as opposed to whatnot. But, TV brings in a lot of money.
Yeah.
Revenue for them. So I can see him trying to find another home. But
I think he has to have somebody in it with him. I think, at this point, him having his own streaming service, I could see him doing it. I mean, he already has the Watch ROH, the ROH app.
Yeah.
But
he still needs the exposure from television.
Yeah. And he needs advertisers paying him, so how they work all of that out is really just.
And this also could not go through. And
yeah, let's hope for that. Let's hope for that. I know that David Zaslav, who, is the head of WBD currently and one of the most unpopular people in show business, he didn't want to put a WBD on the market. Like that wasn't really his intention. It's just Paramount and a few others made so much noise about it that.
Yeah, they kind of forced their hands.
Yeah, he couldn't in clear conscience tell the investors, the stockholders, that they were making every attempt to get them the most money on their return if he didn't try.
Can I say one thing? Attacking someone because they stated their personal opinion is not okay. Like, I'm not sitting here. Well, you know what? I'm going to retro that a little bit. I'm not saying anything hateful or racist or full of bigotry. I'm stating an opinion, and I think attacking me shows you need therapy. That's all.
That's it, y'all. There is plenty to be upset about in the world right now, and
attacking someone for standing on her morals.
Well, and I saw people getting in fights all over the place about this, and it's look, we're all a community, we're all online, trying to share some space together and share some time together, and that's cool.
We're all dealing with it our own way, and you have to let people deal with their emotions their own way.
Right.
Whether it is okay, well, I can't support this. Or I'm going to be optimistic. Talking to you last night was made me feel better because you are half full and I'm half empty. You need those conversations.
Yep. And I think at the end of the day, it's there's reasons to be concerned. Certainly, they're very valid reasons. And at the same time, I think it's the hardest part is that we don't have any answers and we're not going to for a while. So
yeah, and
that's
if one more person tells me this is going to take a while, though, I might actually go full blown heel. I know it's going to take a while.
Yes. So that's the shittiest part, though, is we won't know anything.
We won't know forever.
Long time.
And if their TV deal is up in a year, so many things can happen.
Right.
But
that's the last thing I had to say is really just in the time it will take this merger to complete, everything could change 5 different times. With the way America works right now, everything is Trump's on his heels. No, Trump's exerting ultimate power over all of us. He's going to cancel the elections. I mean, one day to the next is so drastically different. Who even knows? Who even knows? Well, yeah, So, yes, Too Fat to Cook with the Tom Petty drop. Waiting is the hardest part. That is true. Yeah. So, however you get through this, don't hate on each other. Let's try to be.
Yeah. I'm more riled up about people hating on me than the actual, shitting on me than the actual news. Like, I didn't think I was going to get hate for just saying, like, well, if this happens, I'm not going to watch.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's surprising what people are willing to hate over. But let's be honest, a lot of people are taking out their anxieties on each other about bigger things.
It's why I'm trying to be nice to people. Like, I'm trying, unless you tell me I'm a performative activist, and then I'm going to put you on blast.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, something that is both performative, but also for very good reasons is this heel turn that we are witnessing from one Swerve Strickland. Okay. So
is it a heel turn or is it just Swerve?
Is it a heel turn or is it a U-turn? So one thing that I found kind of confusing during Swerve's, and I didn't dislike it at all, I just found it a little confusing, was that he became progressively more babyface-ish over the last year and a half or so.
Was that Hangman effect?
And it was the Hangman thing. I think there was something to them trying to resolve this. But on Dynamite, they showed the footage of Swerve absolutely obliterating the god of pro wrestling, Kenny Omega.
Why does AEW hate me? Why do they have to keep showing me this?
And I thought that there might be some tension between Swerve and Nana, potentially, because Nana looked kind of surprised when Swerve did what he did. That is not the case. So they're showing this video, and what I really liked about this was Nana coming out saying, stop everything, you know, say you all need to get out of your spot. He made the announcer stand up, you know, which very unusual. Swerve and says, welcome the most dangerous man in AEW, Swerve Strickland. So they're already telling you this is what got Kenny murked, right? Was saying Swerve's not the most dangerous man. And I think he touched a nerve, obviously. So Swerve comes out and basically says, hey, I thought you guys liked this about me, except when it's one of your favorites, right? And fair point, right? You know, I thought you guys liked Killer Swerve. We turned on Hangman for Swerve.
Listen, I said Kenny deserved it.
Wow.
Like, and I'm a Kenny mark, and I joke about hating Don Callis on a daily basis because Kenny didn't deserve it.
Wait.
When it came to Swerve, I'm like...
So the Don hate's a joke?
No. I actually do hate Don Callis.
Okay,
but like,
I see.
Swerve, I don't hate. Swerve, I think Kenny probably, Kenny's, implied that he was not the most dangerous man.
Well, he didn't imply it.
And you don't say that to Swerve.
He straight up said it. He said, it's funny. I don't think you are the most dangerous man. I think the most dangerous man right now is Brody King. Later, shortly after this, you see exactly why all of this was done. And it was really smart how it's all played out. Like, the creative is just incredible right now. And Swerve comes out and he's cutting a longer promo. And I think this is something that's really unique about the Swerve-Nana relationship. And I want to ask the listeners, and I want to ask the people watching live right now what they think about this. And I want to get your take on it too, Books. Swerve isn't necessarily always the most natural, speaker. Sometimes he can stammer a little bit or whatever. And he cuts kind of one of these epic promos, right? And somebody pointed out that they noticed that Nana really doesn't ever talk for Swerve other than to introduce him. And that's about it. Right. And so to me, it reads as realism, that Swerve, he's not always super smooth on a promo. But I felt here he really conveyed the message well, which is he said, I told Hangman a year ago that I did regret what I had done to win the championship. And then I had to think that was, the most successful I've ever been is what I did to get that title. So you know what? I've decided to live with no regrets. That's definitely foreshadowing. Okay. That Hangman and Swerve are going to clash again for sure. Did you get that vibe?
I did. I'm 100% convinced I know who's winning at Revolution. So
yes, and Blurry Line makes the point. We talked about this a few weeks ago. I mean, the Embassy Towel was also kind of telling that a tone changing was coming. I won't call it a heel turn because it's not really been received as one. Well, that's kind of the thing. So Swerve literally said, I've single-handedly taken out the entire elite. He shared something on Twitter that had Hangman read it out too as part of that. Okay, yeah. He took out the Bucks. He took out Kenny.
He has no loyalty right now except for himself. And
right.
I love it. And just on the promos real quick, I love when promos are realistic and like someone does kind of it's why I love Kenny so much.
Yes.
Kenny is in no means the best promo maker, but he's authentic.
Mm-hmm.
And I get that from Swerve too. Swerve is authentic on the mic, and I think that makes a huge difference.
Oh, I agree. I personally have zero problem with Swerve as a promo. I think he's actually become a much better promo and a really good promo.
Oh yeah.
And so basically he's establishing here that like, hey, all bets are off about Swerve going forward. And obviously him calling out the most dangerous man thing is going to make the guy that was called the most dangerous man, Brody King, probably feel some kind of way. Blurry Line, as usual, with a fantastic observation, which is, oh, you didn't like me hurting Kenny, right? And then the crowd goes, woo, fuck yeah, Swerve, let's go.
Like, Swerve is the only person we're all like, yeah, hurt Kenny. Like,
Swerve can hurt anybody he wants. He's a legend. We love this guy.
Yeah.
The sicko's no ball. We love Swerve Strickland. So I think if anything, this gave him a Stone Cold kind of vibe to me, where it's just kind of this, hey, I don't care whose ass I have to kick. You know, I'm going to get what I want.
I would call Swerve gray.
Yes.
He can go either way.
Mm-hmm.
And he's going to do that, right? And I think that's maybe an unpopular opinion. I think we need more care. Like, I like Kenny when he's like that too. Mm-hmm. I think we need more wrestlers who teeter both, and you don't know which version of them you're getting weekly.
Right. Well, and I think we could very much have Swerve and, Kenny in a blood feud, that's really between two guys the crowd loves. And they both want that AEW title. They have the stated mission of regaining it. Hangman has reiterated that he will not challenge for the AEW Men's World title if he loses at Revolution. They have so many people announcing their intentions. Brody's still in that mix. Bandido is clearly somebody that Tony views as being in the mix. The Men's World title division is crazy.
I keep my lineup of who's getting the title switches daily.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So right now it's Hangman, then Swerve, then Kenny, then Ospreay.
Could be. I mean, one never knows. But right after this promo segment wraps, and I love that Swerve was like, yeah, you all get the fuck up and get out of your chairs. Like, get out of the way. I'm going to stand on the table and like basically like be taller than everyone and kind of like be dominant, while I talk. It was awesome. Nana very much on Swerve's side on this one. So I was kind of relieved because I don't want them to have an issue with each other. Please.
I feel like when it would have happened, like there was a time where it would have happened and that time has passed.
Agreed. But Brody, they immediately go to a backstage segment where Brody calls out Swerve, and he makes it very clear that he considers himself the most dangerous man in AEW. And then later, Brody and Mark Davis just beat the living fucking shit out of each other.
Oh God, yeah, that was a meat match. But can we, for 1 second, talk about how amazing the AEW crowd is and our chants? Because fantastic job with the fuck Don Callis, fuck Ice too.
Yep.
Good. That was the best chant I have personally ever heard as also the president of the Don Callis Hater Society.
Mm-hmm. Joshi, I just want you to know that I'm still on Team Don here, but I did think the chant was appropriate given, that's what they chant every time Don comes out, but then they add Ice to it. Now you're associating Don Callis with Ice. Like,
that was like genius in establishing him as a heel.
Like the most contemptible human being on the earth.
Yeah, like, oh my God. Great job. Great job.
Disliked on such a level that people are comfortable making that inference, which is wow.
And he's totally okay with it. He's just like, Yeah, it's my
whatever gets the marks worked up, brother.
Yeah.
You know. So one last thing about Kenny here. Kenny is a very uncle talker. Like, he kind of talks like your uncle giving a wedding speech, but it's still somehow good. Yes, Kenny uses a lot of very old-fashioned turns of phrase and stuff that is more local to my generation. I'm older than Kenny. So, like, I think that's so funny is he kind of has this cartoon villain vibe about him at all times. But yeah, I think Kenny's going to go more into the gray as well when he comes back. I have a theory on what could happen with this Swerve Brody match, and we will get to all of that a little later. But this is the Swerve that got everybody excited in the first place. You know what I mean? Him having a blood feud with Kenny is going to reignite that fire no matter what direction it goes. Good luck getting this guy booed. He is not going to be booed. I mean, Swerve, like you said.
And Kenny's not going to be booed either. So this is going to be like, it's going to be, let's go Swerve. Let's go Kenny.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to want either one of them to lose. And to me, those are the favorite types of matches because you actually are on the edge of your seat because you're like, oh my God, that near fall, that near fall, that near fall. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Like,
well, and then you give Kenny an opportunity. Kenny, you can do the Hangman thing with Kenny. Like, this guy almost killed me, and you guys are cheering for him.
That's why I think Kenny's coming back as more gray.
Yeah, I can see it.
He knows he's loved by the crowd. What a great way to make Kenny turn against the crowd a little bit,
or at least give him some shit for kind of halfway turning on him. You know. All right, we're going to hit some music. When we come back, we are talking about bullying wrestlers online. Come on, guys. All right, books, we are back. And you know who else was back? Was Penelope Ford. She was back very recently on,
a month?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think it was that long. I think it was a couple weeks. She was back. She was teaming with Mega Sis as Mega Bad again. Babes of Wrath. It was announced that there was going to be another title defense against Mega Bad, and it felt to me like this had to be a title change forthcoming.
Yeah, it was definitely supposed to be a title change.
I think so. Then Penelope did a moonsault off the top to the outside. Willow and Harley straight up just missed her. They didn't catch her. She landed in between them. And that's kind of like everybody saw it. Everybody was like, oh shit. Right. Like that looks like it hurt.
Something's wrong there.
Yeah. That looked like it hurt. Penelope doesn't come back for the rest of the match. It just looks like an innocent mistake that happened.
Yeah. When you rewatch it, you can see too, them trying to adjust to make sure that they're in the right spot.
Yeah.
It was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And those happen. Like someone's jumping off a top rope feet first. Mm-hmm. You're going to make weird. You may not always get that person. Mm-hmm. Like it's a risk wrestlers know they take. Like
right. And we've seen it happen in many different promotions. It's not exclusive to any one place. AEW has had it happen before. WWE, I've seen clips of it happening recently with Phoenix. Mm-hmm. I've seen TNA. I've seen it in every promotion that's ever existed. If somebody's doing a moonsault off the top, you're taking a big risk with your health.
You're taking a huge risk. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's just an unfortunate mistake that happened. As it turns out, the next day, and I saw somebody talking about this on YouTube today, blaming the AEW sickos for this. And I'm like, dude, I don't think that's the AEW sickos at all. It's trolls
who saw a clip and hate AEW.
Yep.
And think AEW is just full of injuries and unsafe people.
Yeah.
That did this.
So a bunch of assholes most of whom probably don't even watch AEW, saw a clip
and couldn't wrestle themselves, that don't have the cardiovascular strength to get into a ring.
Yeah. Like even get into a ring. Yeah. They do like me where you put your knee on the apron and then you kind of try to roll onto the mat. That's me getting in a ring. As it turns out, Penelope Ford has a sprained ankle, which is not nothing, but certainly much better than a torn muscle or a broken bone. Right. She's expected back relatively quickly. So that's great news. But Harley Cameron was bullied off X. She deactivated her account yesterday. Good for her.
Yeah, she shouldn't be on X anyway, but.
Well, we're going to get to that because there is a broader message in all of this. But good for her for just getting out of there. There's no point in going back and forth with people. I think a lot of wrestlers have made that mistake in the past, and there's no point trying to defend yourself against somebody who's not interested in being rational to begin with. So these people aren't trying to be rational. Also, Willow and Harley were supposed to catch her.
But Willow's not getting any
Willow's not getting this shit. She might have from someone, but I don't think it was But
it was all Harley.
Yeah.
Everyone was getting Harley. And I'm going to warn everyone now. If we continue to bully wrestlers so that they don't want to be on social media, cough, now we have Harley, we have Riho. Mm-hmm. You're going to regret when I decide to bully you.
Well, that's
and I'm for hire wrestlers. If you don't want to be the one to bully someone, just hire me.
Books and Bodyslams is a paid bully for hire.
Paid bully.
That's
you know what? I think bullies deserve to be.
That's a side hustle that I think you could really pursue because you're good at that.
Company bullies deserve to be bullied.
Yeah. And, some fair observations here. This is the second time that she's doing a move to the outside and not been caught. She may need to remove that from her moveset. Maybe, because you know what? Yeah. Honestly, it's a very risky move to do. And you're right. She hasn't been caught a couple times. I saw Tiffany Stratton, a clip of her not getting caught. I saw these, it's not particular to any one performer or any one promotion. It's just, this is pro wrestling. Mistakes happen,
Mistakes happen. And moonsaults are a little scary. Like you're jumping off a top rope and
backwards. And you're just trusting that somebody's going to be there to catch you.
Yeah. And it's not that I don't think Penelope didn't trust them. It's just you can't sometimes guarantee where something is going to land.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, and BJ Dixon, HGA, says, do you guys think the IWC in general has gotten too comfortable with insulting these wrestlers? I mean, yeah, I think that we're all too comfortable insulting people we don't know, though. I mean, I just think that's a societal issue that social media has made. It's kind of rationalized. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, it's why I don't play nice anymore.
Yeah. Well, and if people are, there's two approaches that make sense to me. You can give somebody enough shit to back the fuck up because they think they're going to bully you. And so you just back off. You're just going to back off. And when you don't, they often do not know how to handle it and like make idiots of themselves. Or the other thing is to simply just ignore it and not feel the need to explain yourself, which is kind of more where I'm getting to, where it's like, I don't need to like humor your stupidity.
See, that's where I was.
Yes.
Until that wasn't doing anything. And now I'm just like, okay, fine. You want to play? I'll play.
Yeah. And 8-Bit Bruchet makes a great point here. Guarantee that Harley felt bad enough without the hate.
She did not need that. You could tell that, like, I feel like in the moment you could see on her face that she was up, like, these people are friends behind the scenes.
They know each other.
They don't want to see each other injured or be the cause of an injury, and making her feel worse is just, God, it's freaking awful.
And Always Never ends up making the point that I said we'd come back to, which is fuck Twitter. Wrestlers, get off Twitter.
Get off Twitter. We're much nicer on every other platform.
Eddie Kingston just drops into fucking threads and just fucking makes some like weird, silly post every once in a while, and he's hilarious.
And Hangman's on Blue Sky talking about weed and plants. Like, I don't
totally.
Like,
Nia Jax is on or not Nia Jax, sorry, Nyla Rose is on.
Yes.
Very different. Very different.
Very different people.
Nyla Rose is on Blue Sky, and she's a lot of fun there. And Blurry Line.
A lot of them are, like, Aubrey is on there now. Like,
yeah. So I would just say to wrestlers, like, it's never going to change. X is a cesspool. It always will be a cesspool. Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it. Blurry line. This isn't a Nia Jax situation. Nia had 10 years to stop injuring people and has not stopped injuring people. I mean,
yeah. Someone else mentioned
kind of hard to ignore.
Harley has had 50 matches. She is still very green, and to be the level she's at this green is amazing. Imagine what she's going to be like next year. Like, but you could have just these people could have just set her back because now she could be in her head and not want to get into a ring again.
Well, her entire in-ring career has been on national television pretty much. So, like, think about that.
She just started wrestling.
You know, Anna Jay was the same, and look where Harley is 50 matches in. You know, Anna took a while longer to get there. No diss on Anna. You know, it's just, that's more normal what Anna did than what Harley's doing.
What Harley is doing is, like, she's exceeding expectations.
Sports are in the moment. You're talking about milliseconds of physical reaction to something. And so everybody deserves a little grace. You know, there are some obvious examples of people intentionally hurting people. Or there's been some obvious examples of people not being careful enough that they repeatedly hurt people. Maybe you could say something then, but I think in general, it's really, like, not for us as fans to, like, get on people about, you know, how dangerous they are, careless or reckless or whatever, you know, like, and like we said, it's X, the culture that's normalized over there. The people who've never left see it as very normal, and it's not normal. You go anywhere else, it's not like that, you know? So I'm on Blue Sky and Threads. My handle's iBlade Daily. You can find me there. So that's all I'm saying. If you need somebody to talk to the rest of AEW, come over there.
Yeah. Come join us in the happy lands.
Yeah. It's a good
Not
spot.
the toxic lands.
But in talking about Dynamite, that issue aside. In talking about Dynamite in general, this show is on a run right now that I've never seen a run quite like this. Like, there was, I can tell you what it felt like in the Attitude Era, where it was like you were really excited to watch wrestling, like really pumped, you know, every week to watch wrestling. But the shows weren't like epic award-winning movies every week. You know what I mean? And I don't know how long they can sustain this run that they're on right now, but 2025 into 2026, I'm just saying, enjoy every minute of it. Enjoy every minute of it, folks, because we are literally in the golden age of televised wrestling right now.
We're like, what, on a 50, almost 60 week run of every episode being better than the last.
Yeah. Look, people have called me a shill. They say I sing the praises of AEW all the time. Well, guess what? I do. Because they deserve it. There's always stuff to critique and criticize. Like
if you're a shill, what does that make me?
Right. But there's a reason that we're a shill. We're not just shills for no reason, okay? Like, I know if you like AEW, this is a fun podcast to listen to. If you don't like AEW, don't listen to this podcast, okay? Like, there's plenty of things you can critique and criticize, but I'm not going to go out of my way to do that. Like, if there's something that's obvious to me.
It's so, this stuff that I like bothers me is so minor.
Yeah, right.
That is not worth my time and energy.
And the thing is, like, when I was talking about the Attitude Era, if you go back and watch those episodes now, like, I realized, like, a lot of that excitement was just about one thing that was going to happen on the show. It wasn't the entire show.
See, I don't get it, because when I watched the Attitude Era, how do I say this nicely?
It's not 1998.
I want to claw my eyes out.
Yes, exactly. You're not having Tostino's pizza rolls marketed to you constantly. And
is that why I bought Tostino pizza rolls?
You don't know that, like, the word extreme is not going to be cool forever for the rest of your life. It's not the 90s when you're watching. That's why. Tino Ibarra says Blade is Shillian Murphy over here. Damn right I am. Damn right. So yes, Mark is in the name of this show. I sit down, I shut up, and I mark out, and then I make a podcast about what I'm marking out about. Yeah, we're going to always talk about things that aren't good if we notice those. But this episode, there wasn't a lot to criticize.
No, we had a free anarchy in the arena.
Yep. This is AEW Dynamite is the best wrestling show consistently that I've seen in 30 plus years of watching this shit.
Oh yeah.
It's
even when you look at other TV. Well, I'm talking regular.
Right.
Game of Thrones, Friends, Big Bang Theory, all those shows. AEW is consistently good compared to majority of what's on TV.
Right. And then, you see how awesome the fan base is, the fuck ice chants, and, the AEW really, goes hard on Tony Storm being queer or like whatever. And it makes you love them even more. That attachment to AEW that you feel is even deeper. And I think that's amazing,
It's why when I make a decision, it doesn't come lightly.
Yes. Tino says none of that aged well. That is very true. None of that aged well.
Looking at it through modern eyes, I judge people when they say they love the Attitude Era. Like, I got that person to admit that he didn't like modern day wrestling because he doesn't like women. I was like, yeah, no shit.
Yeah.
You said you liked the Attitude Era.
Neither did Vince. Yeah. So, yeah, a lot in common. But a good demonstration of how great Dynamite's been this week would be the Mile High Madness match, which, as you said, Books, was basically a Anarchy in the Arena match on cable television or on HBO Max. We
used a vacuum as a weapon.
We did. And then the crowd got to participate too. Who really got to participate with the vacuum was Nigel McGuinness, who started having a coughing fit immediately after it went off. It's a 10-man tag match with no rules. When it was announced, I had no doubt it would be good. I didn't necessarily think of it as being a classic. 10 men is a lot of people, right?
I didn't think it was a match of the year contender.
Right. And
I thought it would just be fun and goofy but who was it? It was when they were on the barrier near the crowd and they flipped onto the table.
Oh, it was the Rascals with Swerve.
Yeah.
Or with not Swerve, Ricochet. Sorry.
And Ricochet. What the fuck was that? It was so it was just such a clean move.
It was. It was funny. That first Rascals promo that they did on Collision, a number of people I know were like, okay, we get it, guys. You smoke weed. This seems kind of dated. What a perfect fit they are for AEW. Holy crap.
Oh my God, yes.
They did that street fight on the top of the building on Collision with Eddie Kingston and Ortiz. That was fucking awesome. They bumped like fucking crazy. And then in this match, they were just unbelievable. But just for context, in case anybody doesn't know what we're talking about, the Young Bucks, Jack Perry, and the Rascals, two of them, teamed up to take on FTR and The Demand, which, just in case you don't know, is Ricochet and Gates of Agony. But this was basically, I called this Anarchy in the Arena, the flippy shit version. Okay. But it wasn't just flippy shit. It advanced a ton of stories all at once. The Jacksons, you put them in a multi-man like this, like something bigger than a tag team match. That match is going to be good. Okay. These guys are, and FTR as well. I mean, they're just insanely good at this shit.
Because they know also how to move other pieces.
Well, and so FTR had fucking pile drove their fucking brother, Yeah. And so this advanced that, it advanced that story of them trying to avenge that. It also advanced an ongoing rivalry that's been kind of low key between Ricochet and Jack Perry. I think they're going to have a match for the national title at Revolution. And
I do too.
I suspect Jack Perry might win. And it also served as a showcase for the Rascals and Gates of Agony. because Gates of Agony did some crazy brutal looking shit.
Oh yeah.
Toa Leona. What the fuck? I mean, this guy is a beast.
He's so incredibly good. And this is kind of like, I'm really glad, like, as much as like, I know people are annoyed that we're getting FTR versus the Young Bucks, but you clearly see they're really developing the rest of the tag team right now through this stuff. And what's going to happen with the tag team division, I think mid-year is going to be incredible.
Yes. And I think that there's like the Bucks and FTR are both getting, they have a lot less time left than they did to this point.
So you're going to put your belts on them because you want them in your lineage and you want them to be considered two of the best in the long term.
But to me, it finally feels like they actually have a generation of teams coming up behind the Bucks. Like the Rascals could be the Young Bucks of the future.
Oh yeah. You also have Private Party that could be the young, like, are very Young Buck-esque. I mean, like, and it seems like that's how they're also splitting them up with who they team them up with. Yeah.
Well, because that's the other thing. The Gates have attacked the Young Bucks several times. Yeah. Unrelated to the FDR stuff. So it's like
unrelated.
I'm starting to feel like the Bucks are winning at Revolution. I didn't feel as strongly about that before, but I think FTR needs to be led back to Copeland and Christian, and them not having the belts might actually make that a little easier.
Yeah. I now think that I could also see the Young Bucks wanting to lose. Make the Young Bucks your sort of like your Gunther. Have people on their way out. Win or lose to the Young Bucks.
Yeah. Well, and so you mentioned the double Spanish fly that they did on the outside. There was a lot of great moments in the match. The cover art for this episode is that double Spanish fly to Ricochet. Yeah,
I was so happy when they did the replay because I was like, I need to see that again.
Larry Line with the comment of the night so far. Malachi Buck already contributing more to AEW than Malachi Black. So true. Yeah. So true.
Malachi Buck doesn't mind getting on his back either.
Yeah. Apparently. Yeah. No kidding. But yeah, so that was just an incredible match. And just, it didn't even start till like there was 2 minutes left in the regular show. And then it goes for like 20 minutes. You know, it's just a spectacle.
I just think at this point, make Dynamite till 10:30, make it 2.5 hours, because almost every night now, almost every week, we've pushed it to almost 10:30. Yeah, just make it official.
They have carte blanche, it seems like. I mean, because they're going to get better ratings than whatever comes on next anyway. So, like, why not? You know. But I also love Tarzan Boy being the song that they played on repeat. I love that.
That's how I knew we were in for a good night, because I was like, oh, this is giving Anarchy in the Arena vibes, and we're getting a song playing into the match.
I love Jack Perry coming out and immediately getting ambushed by the entire rest of the other team, who hadn't even come out officially yet. And so, you know, this was obviously the way to get Tarzan Boy to be the song that played. And when it started over, that was hilarious. It's Tarzan Boy. This isn't fucking Wild Thing. This isn't, you know, some rip-roaring fucking thing. This isn't Bodies Hit the Floor. This is Tarzan Boy.
It's Tarzan Boy.
That was so fucking funny.
It's funny because, like, I feel like Tarzan Boy coming back is that first real nostalgia pop for AEW. For a company that's 6 years old, the fact that they can already have a nostalgia pop is pretty incredible, and that's Tarzan Boy. Yeah. Yeah. And Super Kick Party, but
my very good friend said one of the big mile markers for AEW will be when somebody leaves, goes to WWE, and comes back to AEW. So Andrade,
we hit that too.
Andrade, that was a big marker post this year. And it really shows you the health of the business overall, that there are so many ways to like move around and keep yourself fresh as a performer now. Yeah. You know, you don't have to stay in one company forever.
And just like you would in a regular job, moving around is healthy.
It is. It is.
Unless you leave because you think the grass is going to be greener.
Yeah. Right.
And it's not.
And it's not. Looking at you, a lot of you who left.
A lot of you.
Ray Phoenix.
Who will remain nameless.
Yes. We're going to hit the music. When we come back, we're going to talk about the new matches that have been added to Revolution, kind of the build that they did for some of the matches at Revolution. We're going to do some quick hits, and then we're going to get the hell out of here. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right. Okay, we're back, and we are now talking about matches happening at Revolution and matches that haven't officially been announced, but seem like they're going to be very soon. Hanger and MJF had what I considered a great segment this week, where MJF did the very old school top territory heel shit, pulled some basic, like, I tried to cheat with a double-sided coin.
Question, did you see that coming? Because I knew immediately as he said he had a coin.
Oh, I knew immediately.
This is two-sided.
Yeah, no, I think everybody did. And I think that was kind of part of the gag, was like,
it was like everyone knew what was coming.
They even let Hangman, let you think that Hangman didn't realize it. And then he's like, wait a minute, Max. Like, if I'm going to do this, like, let me see that coin, let me see that coin. And Max played his part very well. So Max wanted to have a one-sided no DQ match where if anything Max did wasn't illegal, and everything Hanger did would be illegal if he used a weapon of any kind, anything like that. I thought it was a cute wrinkle to add to the whole thing. So MJF gets caught obviously cheating. He tries to leave, and Speedball and Kevin Knight both stop him. He tries to go the other way, and Brody and Bandido stop him. And I think that's telling you something about all these guys and where they're seen kind of in the main event scene right now.
Mm-hmm.
Kevin Knight might be a main eventer by the end of this year.
100%. They are pushing him.
Yeah. Yep.
No doubt.
Yep. So MJF is exposed as cheating, and Tony Khan just announces that the match they're going to have at Revolution will be Texas Death. I think we all kind of saw that coming.
Yeah.
Because Hangman doesn't just go Texas Death, and then next week they pick a different stipulation. That's not going to happen. So at least I was right about one thing, and it was that thing. So I was right about it.
Yay, good job.
I really have this match could go either way. I really don't know where it's going to go. I think Swerve could be involved.
Everything with Swerve,
yeah.
I'm leaning towards Hanger.
I think I'm leaning towards Hanger, because I think just even the tease of Hangman not being able to challenge for the belt would be really
But that was on Taken Well.
Yeah.
On social media. So I think they know they need to.
I don't know if they would let it play out. You know what I mean? I just don't know if
I don't even think they really mentioned it this week. I don't recall hearing it because I was listening.
Hanger did. Hanger said it in the
he did?
Yes. He said, like, if I'm going to put, my ability to ever challenge for this again on the line, I need to see that quarter or whatever it was. So Hanger mentioned it, but there wasn't as much made about it as there was last week.
Yeah.
But also MJF did invoke something that I thought was worth mentioning, is like he was intimately involved in the Cody match where Cody lost as well. That's where MJF turned on Cody. So it was kind of after the match, but he threw in the towel for Cody. That's what ended the match and made it so that Cody could never challenge. And then he kicked Cody in the balls immediately afterwards. So MJF's been involved in both times this stipulation has come up. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But so I'm loving that. FTR and Bucks has a lot more heat behind it now. I'm starting to suspect the Bucks are going to win. Like I said,
I do too.
I think they're going to win, and I think that's a great idea. Why not? Like,
they're so over right now. Like,
yeah,
the way Jack Perry and the Young Bucks have gotten over strictly for going back to their roots.
Yeah. Yeah. We have Moxley and Takeshita, no time limit. We can't get a title change every match, and so far that's what I predicted. But based on what we know, it really does feel like Takeshita could do more with the Continental title than Moxley.
It also just leads more into the Okada drama. Yeah. So I do think it's going to be Takeshita. I'm story-wise, to me, it just makes more sense.
Yeah. I mean, we are predicting 3 title changes and 3 title matches, but at the same time, that's what seems most likely. Probably one of these won't happen at the very least.
In 3 months.
Yeah, that's true.
It's a title change for every
month without a pay-per-view.
For every month. We haven't had one.
And then after the match with Mark Davis, Brody King told Swerve, like, bro, I'm laying out the challenge. I don't got anything for I don't have anything for Revolution right now. And if you're the most dangerous man, well, I'm the most dangerous man. So we're going to fight to see who is. Mm-hmm. That match has not officially been confirmed, but they're not going to do this. And
they're not.
Like, you know what? Never mind. Swerve's going to wrestle like fucking.
No, that makes the most sense.
Yeah.
Like, because it's going to also have the most hype. You have 2 very over men in 2 very different ways.
Right. And
put them in the ring together.
What if you had Kenny make a surprise return and cost Swerve a match with Brody in LA?
I think that would happen, but I also see Kenny also making sure neither one of them win.
Who knows? But yeah, I mean, so the stage is set for some really, really cool stuff. So there's that. And then Bandido's out with Brody and he goes, I want to fight too. And I was like, what? And then Andrade's music hits. We're clearly getting Bandido versus Andrade, folks.
I don't know why, but I need that.
This fucking madman who runs AEW, he is insane. He's insane. And like the best, I tell him this daily. I said, Tony, you're insane. Yeah.
You're giving these people way too much.
Yeah.
And then you charge them pennies on the dollar for a pay-per-view.
Yeah. Yeah.
And you wonder why they worship you.
Bandido versus Andrade has big, like, steal the show vibes. Like,
yeah.
That's
because they're both so fucking good.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think I've ever liked Andrade this much in ring than I do now. And it's very clear that everything else that was happening kind of inhibited, like, Andrade from being, like, or him being able to give it his all. Because holy fuck right now.
Yeah, he wasn't fully present the first time he was in AEW. Like, it's just
no, he wasn't.
I think his personal life, his wife worked in WWE, and it was a very notable person in WWE. The only time before this that I really saw Andrade click was in NXT when he was the NXT champion. He had some crazy good matches, and I've been like a fan ever since then, just waiting for that guy to come back. When he first showed up in AEW the first time, I was like, fuck yeah. And then it was just kind of disappointing.
It was very disappointing.
This was the guy I was hoping for.
Yeah, and this is the one we have now. And I definitely think this is a match because obviously Bandido is in it. That will make grown men cry again. Yeah.
And the minute Andrade hits that spinning elbow thing on Bandido and Bandido does like a triple flip, because the guy sells like crazy.
There's multiple match of the night, match of the year contenders in one pay-per-view.
We have yet to announce what Tekla's even doing. Okay.
Yep.
We have yet to announce, do they do a tag title switch still before Revolution so that both titles can be defended? Do they put Lena Cross with Megan and they do that instead? Do they, who knows?
Or do they bring in the Iconics earlier?
Yeah. Do they bring in the inspiration? Yeah. That's a good point.
Oh, inspiration.
That's a good point. Yeah. No, good point. Point well taken. But yeah, I think that Andrade looks as good as I've ever seen him. He's in his, mid to late 30s now. It's so, dude, like if you're going to be a legend, like now's the time,
Now's the time. Yeah. I honestly really thought this would be when Mercedes returned. But I don't. I think Mercedes is going to be an all-in return based on how things are looking. And she very well deserves her time off, like a 6-month leave.
I could see her returning. I could see her returning after Revolution. I thought she would come back at Revolution, and now I'm kind of doubtful.
Yeah, I'm even doubtful then based on like all the other stuff she's doing. Like,
right.
I think the plan is to have her lose at all the other promotions.
Yeah.
And then have her come back. Like, I think she's very much focused on the indie stuff right now, which is why I'm thinking because don't forget the first time she was at AEW was All In Wembley.
Yeah.
So I think that would be an epic return.
It would be.
Because that's when all the speculation started.
That's true. I remember her being in the crowd at the first one. You know,
yeah, they panned to her.
It was a huge deal. Yeah, they kept showing her. Inject this card into my veins the way it is lining up so far. Like I said, who's Willow going to fight for the TBS title? Are the tag titles going to switch hands before? Had a couple quick hits that I just wanted to get in here before we skedaddle. Because I'm 50 years old. 50-year-old men say skedaddle. El Clone.
Okay, Kenny.
Kenny uses words that I use all the time. Okay. I mean, that's what I love about Kenny. He makes me feel like I have a spiritual brother out there somewhere, you know, like he's just the greatest wrestler.
You're betraying Don like every week now because I'm a bad influence in me getting you talk nice.
Yeah. You really have dragged me down. You really, I mean, like Joshi G is leaving threatening messages for me regularly.
Not to me. She sends me very nice messages.
Yeah. It's so unfair. But we got to talk about El Clone and Mark Davis for a minute. Both these guys.
So they are so good.
Yeah. And Mark Davis drew the short straw when Jake Doyle got hurt about a month ago out of the blue. Right. They're this badass tag team. Amazing tag team. But Mark Davis has been on TV having banger matches every single week and proving why he's there.
Yeah, I'm really glad Tony is starting to utilize more people in the Don Callis family because we've already seen Fletcher and Takeshita elevated. Now it is time to get, like, I don't really think Andrade needs to be elevated because I think he was already like a big name, but now it's time for the Mark Davises, for the El Clones, the Jake Doyle when he returns. Like, let's push these guys. Like, so I'm very proud of Tony for this. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and you know that Bandido has a premier singles match on a pay-per-view. Brody has a premier singles match on a pay-per-view. That's all very smart business.
Yeah. Very proud of them.
Yeah. 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 So it's really cool. And then El Clone has a match with Jon Moxley. Every time I've seen this guy do anything, he blows me away.
I really can't wait for Hologram to be clear. To watch them together is going to make me cry.
I think some people don't like the hologram gimmick. I do. Just to give you an example of some of the lore behind Lucha Libre, some of the characters. This is a classic Lucha Libre angle, okay? Modernized. So the original Pentagon in Mexico didn't really amount to shit, okay? But you know who his main rival was? Who he was created to oppose was Octagon. So you got two guys named after shapes that were fighting each other. And the original Pentagon didn't end up doing much. And it wasn't for like 30 years that they created another one who you guys might be familiar with. His name's Penta. Yeah. So, but Octagon and Pentagon were just contrary shapes that had a fucking feud, you know? And they were created to go together. And that's what Hologram and El Clone are. I see people saying they like El Clone better. And you know what? That's hard. I'm not going to argue with you about that. I mean, El Clone rules. The match with Moxley, that he could hang with a guy like Moxley and look believable with Moxley, stock goes way up for me.
Yeah.
Way up.
I can always tell who AEW is going to start pushing because they have matches against Jon Moxley and Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Because those are the two people, like, those are your two guys that are going to be like, this is the future. Like, let's push them.
Yeah. Yeah. Blurry line. If you want to become a stud, you sign up to the Don Callis Phallus Palace of Malice. Have you seen those paintings?
I learned something new. I didn't know that about Penta. So,
yeah. Tino, thank you for the historical perspective. Seattle Miedo literally comes from everyone telling Penta good luck because that gimmick had always failed before. So, yeah, it had. The original Pentagon did nothing. All right. So, anyway, Mark Davis and El Clone have really, really stood out lately. I think that Tony just proving he's got the deepest roster I've ever seen. And
there's no one has a roster like this right now.
No, and historically,
might be an uncontroversial opinion, but
if you go back and you look at like the ruthless aggression era of WWE, like they were stacked to the gills roster wise, but they didn't use everybody well. And like,
yeah,
they used some people terribly, like, or not at all. Like Raven was a fucking jobber. Like it was pathetic the way they used some of these people. They still push the same people they pushed during the Attitude Era, So that's the difference. Next bit of news, we hear that Ring of Honor is having a studio taping. I'm very excited about these books.
Good sign. Good sign for Ring of Honor. I think Tony Khan has done the right thing in getting AEW to where it needs to be right now, where it is like on this 60-week God level run of amazing episodes. And now he can kind of put ROH back on the forefront for himself. But I do hope he does bring someone in to fully book ROH for him if they're going to start doing studio tapings again. And it's not like a dark type match.
I would love it if they could do Ring of Honor as something, make it look and feel different, make the show feel different. Mm-hmm. Different production, different look to the presentation.
Yeah.
Fuck classic ROH. You don't have to make it feel like that, because if you go and watch that shit, it looks like shit now. But like, don't make it feel like AEW dark. You know what I mean? Like the last time they did studio tapings, I remember Kenny Omega actually wrestled on one of them. And it just felt like smaller AEW, and I don't think you want that. So
no, we want it should be something different. It should be treated different, even if you have the wrestlers coming and going.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Treat it like a separate entity, so it kind of lets you truly believe that the ROH talent, like the ROH belt, are ROH versus AEW.
Yeah. Well, and I think that's, and Bandido's absolutely somebody that you build ROH around. And Athena, same thing. I think they've been meaning to build this promotion around Athena this whole time, and now she's been champion for almost 3 years. So it's kind of like put up or shut up time. But I think if they had the right unique kind of studio feel and production, not like a total throwback like NWA Power, but I did like what NWA Power was trying to do in the beginning when it felt like an old Crockett show from back in the day. Because I grew up with that shit. I love studio wrestling. I want to see studio wrestling. Ring of Honor's perfect for it. Mm-hmm. But just give it something modern. And I know they will. Like, I listen, I may have a lot of half empty on other things. With this, I'm very much half full. I think Tony knows what he's doing here. Yes. In other news, Danhausen appears to he posted some silly picture of Aladdin's genie being released from.
Oh, and 2 songs that were about freedom.
Yeah. So they're saying he is believed to be the guy in the box in WWE, which makes perfect sense. And it's hilarious.
Also, have they not, this is going to sound bad, have they not seen him wrestle?
Right. I
love Danhausen as a character. As an in-ring wrestler?
Yeah.
No.
I admire like Danhausen's ability to become filthy fucking rich doing what he's done.
Yes.
He was rich when he came to AEW. Like he was well known. They wrote a piece about him in the Weekend New York Times. Like, yeah, like Danhausen is huge. I don't think WWE is going to have any idea what to do with him.
No.
And it wouldn't surprise me if he is just another one of those signings that's a big deal for a minute, and then he's off to the side. They use him to sell merch, and that's it.
That's what it's going to be. It's going to be a quick, like, oh, look, we got one over on AEW because we have Danhausen.
Yeah. Who hasn't been on
congratulations, like
a year.
And then Danhausen's going to be sitting in catering, and he can't even take indie dates.
Yeah.
He's better off being on the indies and making a shit ton of money that way. But I don't know. Call me crazy.
In my opinion, Danhausen, works best as Danhausen works best on the indies where you see him occasionally, but not all the time. Because the more you see him, the gimmick just gets old. The more you see him.
Yeah.
To me.
I think I said this in the Discord. I said, he's better when he shows up randomly. And he's not weekly.
Yeah, I agree.
Because it gets boring, it gets tiring.
Yeah.
What's he going to do? Give me all your teeth, Cody Rhodes, so CM Punk can win.
Yeah. Is he going to curse Roman Reigns? Do you really think that they're going to do that? I don't think so.
That's not going to work.
Yeah.
With that audience. The audience is too casual to even appreciate Danhausen because he's never been on WWE television.
Most of the WWE audience doesn't know who Danhausen is. I mean, that's just they're not hardcore to that degree, and so
half of them didn't even know AJ Styles had a match with Kenny Omega in New Japan.
Right. Yeah.
So, we're really going to expect them to know who Danhausen is?
Yeah. Yeah.
They're not even pushing the Wyatt Six anymore. When was the last time the Wyatt Six were on? I don't hear anything about them.
No, I don't either. I never liked the Wyatt Six idea to begin with. It felt
they should have just let his legacy.
Let Bray Wyatt's legacy live on its own. It's going to generate buzz for a minute, and I think it will do most things WWE has done lately. It will quickly fade into the background. But books, the people can find you books and Bodyslams username pretty much anywhere, but mostly Instagram, Threads, Blue
Sky. I'm trying to be better about posting on Blue Sky.
Yeah,
I'm trying.
Blue Sky has its charms, I'm Blade Daily, and I think you guys all know that and love that a lot.
Is that you?
Most of the people in the chat love that.
Is that your name? I didn't know that.
Blade Daily?
Yeah.
Well, you're about to know it again. Because until next time, I'm Blade Daily.
And I'm Timeless Books and Bodyslams.
Pro wrestling forever.
Sickos Club.